Alright, it's time for more Marilyn Manson. We have Death is Not a Costume this time. Um, Now, the last one I reacted to was Not If You Understand. And I was pretty underwhelmed by that one, as you might recall. But we still have more songs on this album left to review, to react to. I think we have 3 more. And we're gonna do them. People keep writing these comments under my videos like, are you gonna do the other songs? Like, what do you think? Honestly, what do you think? Do you think I'm just not gonna do the rest of the songs? You think I'm just never gonna listen to them? Of course I'm gonna listen to them. You know, it's just taking a while. Just be patient. Jesus. It's not like I'm gonna stop at 6 songs out of a 9-song album. I've already done 6. I might as well do the other 3. I'm not even gonna respond to those comments anymore. But let's I guess I should pull up the lyrics. I'm gonna remember to do it on Brave rather than Google this time, so that I don't get ads, because the ads jump. They make the thing jump around between different spots, so I can't actually read it, which is stupid. Like, why would it, if you have ads on a website that's text-based, why would you program them so that they make the text jump around all over the place? It's retarded. Like, don't make your website unusable just because you want ads. Thank you. What's it called? Death is Not a Costume. Man, every time I was trying to remember what Not If You Understand was called, I could not remember. It was like a really hard title for me to remember. So we have an intro before verse 1. The intro goes, "Try to get inside my head. All the windows are painted shut. Take your horse to my water to drink. I'm not the gift that you think. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth." Okay, let's play it. That's what I'm hearing so far. Yeah. One thing about this album is that the tunes that he uses are really not very interesting. They all kind of sound the same. It really definitely, you can tell that the lyrics were written first and then he had to sort of put a tune to them afterward. You really get that impression when you listen to a lot of the songs on High End of Low and some of those albums that I don't particularly care for. They don't have as much of that real pop sensibility in the songwriting. Much more of a Leonard Cohen kind of thing, where it's like, I'm talking at you these words that I wrote, and I'm not really creative enough to come up with a way to sing them, so I'm just gonna say them. It seems like every song he's done lately has been a variation of, try to get inside my head. All the windows are painted shut. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue. And he's not rhyming anymore. Like, I've noticed lately in a lot of these songs, these new songs he's put out, there's no rhymes. I mean, there are some, but it's just not very many. And it does matter, I think. It makes the song feel kind of like a hack job in a way. But yeah, cross my name off the devil's to-do list. Burn every page in that little black book. And we're praying it remains in the mouth of God. No idea what any of these lyrics mean. Let's see how it's gonna kick up. Okay. Well, it sounds cool. I like the sound. Very in keeping with what we've had with As Sick as the Secrets Within and No Funeral Without Applause. I like this kind of sound for Manson's newer stuff. His new stuff, I guess I should say. Sounds big. And it does kind of sound like it's following up on We Are Chaos, actually. For a while, I didn't really hear any We Are Chaos in this new record. But with the kind of big, kind of dark spaciness of the sound, I am getting that. Because that was something I really liked about We Are Chaos. I do like this line, "You've got cracks in your magic and blood on your hands." That's a cool line. And this idea is interesting of... I'm the one that you left behind. I wish I knew you when you were alive. It's not a costume. It's not how I wanted to die. Death is not a costume. Curious idea that, because in a lot of ways he's sort of made death into a costume in his career. He's made a big pageantry out of the idea of death. And here he's saying, it's not a costume. It's not how I wanted to die. Fascinating. He's kind of breaking apart, and we saw that with No Funeral Without Applause, too, breaking apart the myth of Marilyn Manson a bit. Really like that sound, whatever that is. I like that bit. See that blood on your hands? That part doesn't feel like it was just a variation of everything he's been doing. I do think that typically the verses are a lot more boring than the choruses when it just comes to the presentation of the music. Because that was a really dynamic moment there. You've got cracks in your magic, blood on your hands. That's like some real, I don't know what you would call that. It's cool. The one that you left behind. Wish I knew you when you were alive. It's not a costume, it's not how I wanted to die. It's not a costume, it's not how I wanted to die. Okay, there's a bridge. I'll break your sunshine to scare my shadow away. I'll break your sunshine to scare my shadow away. I'll break your sunshine. Well, that's... See, sunshine is what creates shadows. So he's like, I'll make the whole world a shadow, and that'll scare my shadow away by breaking your sunshine. Yeah, and these possessive pronouns are important, you know, with Manson. So that's a fascinating line. There's a lot of ways you can kind of start on this interpretation. You know what it reminds me of is that line in Halfway and One Step Forward that he took from Leonard Cohen's song. Can't remember which song it was. But where he says, ring all the bells you can ring, there's a crack in everything, it's how the sunlight gets in. Interesting choice, kind of switching it up at the end. Curious. Okay. Well, that was Death Is Not a Costume by Marilyn Manson. Definitely in keeping with what we have seen so far on this album. I liked the song. It had a few interesting lyrical ideas, although there's a lot that I didn't understand, of course, as in any of them. But this idea that death is not a costume, this is not how I wanted to die. Very interesting. Definitely getting a feel for the sound of this album. Finally, it's kind of coming together, really understanding what this album is going for musically. I have my complaints about the way the lines are written and how that impacts the sort of sameness of the way they're delivered musically. But there are still good musical ideas. I think it's much more of a sound album than a tune album. Like, these are not songs that are gonna get stuck in my head as much as some of Manson's previous work, like Heaven Upside Down. But it's still pretty interesting music. So that's all I have for that. 2 videos today. Thank you very much. I'm gonna go die.